Welcome to my maths class. In this class, we'll solve sums from NCERT textbook, class 9, chapter 2, Introduction to Linear Polynomials, end of chapter exercises, page number 38, question 10. So the question 10 says, the graph of a linear polynomial px passes through the points 1, 5 and 3, 11. The graph of the linear polynomial px passes through the points 1, 5 and 3, 11. And they have asked three questions here. Find the polynomial px. The first question is find the polynomial px. Second is find the coordinates where the graph of px cuts the axis. Both the axes we should find out. Find the coordinates where the graph of px cuts the axis, x-axis and y-axis. Third one, draw the graph of px and verify your answers. So at the end we will draw the graph and we will verify the answers given by us are correct or not. We will go to the first one, that is find the polynomial px. Now he says the polynomial is a linear polynomial. It's a linear polynomial. Since px is a linear polynomial, because px is a since px is a linear polynomial, px will be equal to ax plus b. So the degree should be 1. Here the power of x is 1. So the degree is 1. This is a linear polynomial. When this is the polynomial, then the equation of the graph of this polynomial will be, so the equation of the graph of this polynomial will be y is equal to ax plus b. This is the equation of the graph of this polynomial. Okay, he says the graph of the polynomial passes through 1, 5 and 3, 11. Here our aim is to find the value of a and b and get the polynomial. Okay, so this is the equation of the graph of the polynomial, and this graph passes through points 1, 5 and 3, 11. By using those coordinates, we have to find the value of a and b. So, since a is equal to 1, then a is equal to 1 plus b. So, this is the equation of the graph of the polynomial. Okay, so this is the equation of the graph of the polynomial, and this graph passes through points 1, 5 and 3, 11. By using those coordinates, we have to find the value of a and b. So since the graph passes through the point the graph passes the point 1 5 1 5. So the graph passes through point 1 5. So in this equation we can substitute the values of x and y. Since the graph passes the point 1 5, so 5, the value of y is 5. 5 will be equal to ax, a into 1, x value is 1 plus b. So we'll get 5 is equal to a plus b. I can write the equation as a plus b equal to 5. We got one equation here. I will label this equation as 1. By using the coordinates of the point 1 5, I got one equation, that is AB is equal to 5. This is labeled as equation 1. Now also the graph passes through the point three 11. So in this equation we will put the value of x and y. So value of y is 11. 11 will be equal to a into 3, x is 3 plus b. So 11 is equal to 3a plus b. I can write this equation as 3a plus b equal to 11. I will label this equation as 2. So now by solving equation 1 and 2, we will get the value of a and b. Solving equations 1 and 2 by substitution method. Substitution method. So we will solve by means of substitution method. We will take the first equation, a plus b equal to 5. In this equation, I will keep a on the left side and transpose b to the right side. 5 minus b. So here I am getting one equation here. I will label this equation as 3. So now we'll substitute the value of a in equation 2, because this equation I got from equation 1. Substituting the value of a in equation 2. So equation 2 is what? 3a plus b equal to 11. So we'll put the value of a as 5 minus b. So it will be 3 into 5 minus b will be equal to 11. So 3 5s are 15. Minus 3b equal to 11. So minus 3b is equal to 11 minus 15. Sorry, it's gone wrong here. So we are putting the value of a in equation 2. So equation 2 is what? 3a plus b equal to 11. So 3 into 5 minus b plus b, I forgot this b, equal to 11. So it will be 3 5s are 15 minus 3b plus b equal to 11. So 15 minus 2b is equal to 11. I will take the 15 to the right side. So minus 2b will be equal to 11 minus 15. So minus 2b will be equal to minus 4. So I can cut off minus from both sides. So 2b will be equal to 4 and b will be equal to 4 by 2. So b will be equal to 2. So now we will substitute the value of b in equation 3. Substituting the value of b in equation 3. Equation 3. So equation 3 is a is equal to 5 minus b. So 5, the value of b is what? 2. So 5 minus 2. So a will be equal to 3. Therefore, we have found the value of a and b. A is equal to 3 and b is equal to 2. So px is equal to, so we will put the value of a and b in px, so it will become 3x plus 2 is the required polynomial. Required polynomial. So we have answered the first question here. So now we'll go to the question, we'll answer the question 2. The question 2 says, find the coordinates where the graph cuts the axis we have to find the coordinates where the graph cuts the x-axis and the y-axis. Both the axes we should find out. So let's find out now. Now, the point at the point where the graph cuts the x-axis y will be equal to 0. Y will be equal to 0. You know that at the point where the graph cuts the x-axis, y will be equal to 0. So now we will find out the coordinate of x. Y is 0. We will find the coordinate of x. So the equation of the graph was y is equal to 3x plus 2. The equation of the graph was y is equal to 3x plus 2. So here we will put the value of y to be 0 and get the value of x. So 0 will be equal to 3x plus 2. I will write it as 3x plus 2 equal to 0. Transpose to the side, so 3x will be equal to minus 2 and x will be equal to minus 2 by 3. So we got the x coordinate. That means the graph cuts the x-axis at the point x equal to minus 2 by 3, y is equal to 0. So the graph cuts the x-axis at the point minus 2 by 3, 0. This is the point where the graph cuts the x-axis. Now we'll find the point where the graph cuts the y-axis. So at the point where the graph cuts the y-axis, x will be equal to 0. So now in the equation we will put the value to we'll put the value of x as 0, get the value of y. So equation is y is equal to 3x plus, this is the equation of the graph. So y will be equal to 3 into 0 plus 2. So y will be equal to 2. 3 zeros are 0. So 2. So the graph cuts the x-axis and the y-axis at the point zero, 2. So now we have found the coordinates of the graph. We have found the coordinates where the graph cuts the x-axis and the y-axis. Graph cuts the x-axis at minus 2 by 3, 0, and it cuts the y-axis at 0, 2. So now next we will draw the graph and we will verify the answers given by us. So third, we have to draw the graph now. So question 3, we are going to answer the question 3. They are asking, draw the graph and verify. Draw the graph of Px and verify the answers. Verify your answers. So now we are going to draw the graph of the polynomial. So this is the graph paper. We know that the graph passes through 2 points. The points are 1, 5 and 3, 11. The graph passes through the 2 points, that is 1, 5 and 311. So the graph passes through the 2 points, and we'll try to plot the graph now. The first point is 1, 5. So 1 on x-axis, 5 on y-axis. So 1 on x-axis, 5 on y-axis. So this is that point. This is the first point, 1, 5. And the next point is 311, x3, y3, y11. So x3, y11. So it will be here. This point will be here. This is 311. Now we'll draw the graph. So we'll join this line. So we'll join these points. This is the graph of the polynomial. Now we will see where does this graph cut the x-axis and the y-axis. So we have found that the graph cuts the x-axis at minus 2 by 3, 0. And the graph cuts the y-axis at a point 0, 2. So now we will see whether this answer is correct or not with the help of the graph. You can see now the graph cuts the x-axis at this point. So this point is minus 2 by 3. This is 2/3 of the space here. It is 2 by 3 and the value of y is 0. So this point is correct. The next, the graph cuts the y-axis at 0, 2. You can see this is that point. The graph is cutting the y-axis at 0, 2. So this also is correct. So the answers given by us are verified. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.